2018 Big O Tournament live from beautiful Cosmopolitan, Eugene, Oregon. I am Mike Chex. Alongside me is the King, and we will be bringing you Victorian Roller Derby, the number 2 team in the WFTDA, taking on the number 9 ranked team, the Bay Area Derby Girls.
Dirty Little Trick, 410, 8 to Maim, 5 Scrappy, 61 Pressure Cooker, 7 Murder in Monroe, 77 Big
Mary Fagdalene, Christy Demons, Foxy LaRue, Lorraine Evans, Danny Darko, Shania Sarelson.
25 Sterling Archer. Mike Chex, who do you got?
Well, I've got the Victorian Roller Derby League, and I will intro those team members here in just a moment. It looks like we are about to get underway. We've got everybody lined up. The house announcers going through the team intros right now. Well, and apparently we have a moment. Skating today for VRDL, 0, Ivy Knivey, 010, Giles, number 10, Bisexual, 13, Mary Fagdalene, 14, Christy Demons, 192, Foxy LaRue, 20, Lorraine Evans, 2806, Danny Darko, the captain, number 307, Shayna Sarelson, number 358, Yana Nuku, 38 is Bone Shaker, 503 is Mick Swagger, 66 Screw Barrymore, and 85 Bianca Sharetta. VRDL's coached by Matthew Clamaham and Paul Campbell. And we are underway.
Really nice wall being set up by both teams. Right now, Victoria dominating the game.
Giles out front, gets around the last line of defense. She is clear. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Both jammers have now left the pack, and they're now jockeying for position.
Frightmare clear of the pack, working on her initial pass. Giles in the back of the pack, forced to call off the jam. She picks up 2 points, lobbies for a third, does not get it. 2-0 Victoria.
That's a really great way to start the game. Just kind of test out each other's defense, find out where your offense is going to come from, see what they're going to throw at you. I don't know if you saw that at the beginning. 2 of the players from Victoria ran up to the front to kind of catch a weird wall there. Very interesting. Oh, and they're going to go ahead and go with an official timeout to get it going.
Well, while we've got an official timeout down on the track, your head referee for this game is Jesse Jackass, your head NSO, Doc Psycho.
We'd like to give a quick shout out to Bont. Lighter, stronger, faster. Be your best, be Bont.
Well, it appears as though somebody lost part of their wrist guard. Umpire strikes back trying to find who exactly's wrist guard that is.
Who has the missing wrist guard?
He's back over there checking with the VRDL bench. And now skating over to the Bay Area bench. So while we've got the stoppage in play, King, both of these teams 1-0 so far this season, but the bout for each team was not a sanctioned WFTDA bout. VRDL beating the Team Australia men's team, and Bay Area beating Santa Cruz earlier this year.
All right, looks like we're going to wrap it up and get back underway. There it is again. Victoria up front with 2 of those blockers, setting up a very strange wall.
And is Bianca Sharetta out there at the very front.
Mary Fagdalene is going to be your jammer for Victoria.
Actually, a fast start to the pack, already past the pivot line. Mary Fagdalene trying to make work on the inside, cannot. Bay Area's jammer now going to the outside. She is shut down as well.
Pressure Cooker finally found a way to get out. She is out front and your lead jammer.
Mary Fagdalin goes to the outside of turn 3. She is clear of the pack now on her initial pass. Pressure cooker in the pack, working on a scoring pass. Big hit in the front straightaway. She is quick to recover, knocked to the inside. Calls off the jam, but picks up 2 points. And early on, we've got ourselves a tie.
Now, when Pressure Cooker got out there and got lead jam, Victoria instantly went into offense, scrambled up that wall, and made it possible for their jammer to get free and basically cut that jam a little shorter. Save on those scores. Right now we got a score of 2-2, and it's very early in the game.
All right, next jam underway, and a quick lead jam goes to VRDL as Ivy Knive through the pack, exiting turn 2. Scrappy battling up front with Mick Swagger. Mick has to let her go, did not, gets the out of play penalty. Both jammers now working on a scoring pass. Ivy Knive, quick call off. Does pick up 1 point, and we had a late direction of play penalty whistled in turn 1. It looks like the captain brawling Angel to the penalty box for Bay Area.
You know, I think this is going to be a battle of defenses. So far, for what we're seeing, that's exactly what it's going to be. Both teams just eking out a point or two each time they get into a scoring position.
3-2 in favor of VRDL as the next jam starts, and again a quick lead jammer for VRDL.
Giles out first. She's your lead jammer, and that hole just opened up right in the middle.
Nice defense up front by Biceptual in turn 1, keeping Bay Area's jammer in the pack, is escorted to the inside. She will reset.
Giles in turn number 1, tiptoeing, gliding, turning backwards, did it all, got out for some easy points.
And she is through again. Another quick 5 points for Giles. 10 so far this jam.
Well, a penalty was called, and that allowed the Bay Area jammer to finally get an open hole to get out.
Mean Burrito coming in quick to the pack. Could not pick off any points before the jam was called. That was 10 points picked up in that jam for VRDL. They extend their lead 13-2 with just over 26 minutes left to play in the first half.
That's a lot of good action right there. I really like the defense that's being set right now by Victoria. They're stifling the offense from Bay Area.
4-3 pack advantage for Bay Area to start this jam.
Frightmare on the line for Bay Area, getting stuck behind that wall once again.
Looks like that was Biceptual whistled for that late penalty at the end of the last jam. She is the one currently sitting in the penalty box. Pack now just getting to the pivot line. Mary Fagdalin knocked to the outside. She's going to have to reset. Another penalty on Captain Brawlin Angel for Bay Area. She'll report to the penalty box. Mary Fagdalin trying to get around the front of the pack. She does, and is clear. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Wow, Mick Swagger got a hold of that Bay Area jammer. Took her right out of bounds. She's still trying to fight to get through as a bridge being set up.
Frightmare out front trying to get around. Meanwhile, Mary Fagdalin into the pack around the outside. She is clear on a 5-point scoring pass for VRDL.
Well, Bay Area right now, they've got a little penalty problems. They only got 2 blockers out there, making it very easy for Victoria.
Brawlin Angel now standing into the penalty box. She has less than 10 seconds to serve. Mary Fagdalin, one to beat up front, and a forearm penalty will send her to the penalty box. Power jam Bay Area.
That's too bad. She was having a great jam and scoring some great points up there.
Bay Area looking to get their jammer Frightmare out of the pack. She is still working on her initial pass. Defense set up in the far apex between turns 4 and 1. Liza Machete now out of the penalty box and back on the track for Bay Area.
Bay Area trying to get Sarelson as a goat. As soon as she came back in, she just powered her way past.
Frightmare clear of the pack on her initial pass, looking to put points on the board now. This is going to be a 2-minute jam. Mary Fagdalin out of the penalty box. Pack is in turn 1. Mary Fagdalin trying to push forward. Mick Swagger, one of the 2, dropping a bridge. Comes up offense from out to in. Direction of play penalty whistled. And that jam reaches its conclusion. 5 points for VRDL, 5 for Bay Area on those last scoring passes.
Yeah, but the score right now is favoring Victoria 23-7. That penalty was a little beneficial for Bay Area, but when they get a power jam, they really have to capitalize using that offense to open up the hole, because that defense for Victoria is just too vicious right now.
Mick Swagger sitting in the box. She's got 2 penalties. 2 penalties also for Brawlin Angel, captain of Bay Area. So Bay Area starting this jam with a 4-3 blocker advantage.
Pressure cooker out there right now for Bay Area with a star on her helmet.
She takes a spill. Pack constricted between the pivot line and the jam line. Neither jammer able to make much headway in this jam.
Looks like Ivy Knive is stuck behind that Murder in Monroe wall, and so far having no luck. I think she heard me say something.
Ivy Knive out of the pack. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. Bay Area with their jammer out, giving up about 5 or 6 strides. Dual Hiddison to the penalty box.
4 points being picked up by Ivy Knive, and Victoria keeps pushing that lead up ever so slightly. I would like to give another big shout out to Bruce Skate Noose. Bruce Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder roller skate holder.
So Dual Hiddison and Skatelin in the penalty box to start for Bay Area. They are down 4 blockers to 2.
Giles right now doing a great job. She's got 12 points in the game.
Defensive jamming from Bay Area's jammer to start. Could not hold back Giles. She is through. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. Brawlin Angel trying to praise some offense, getting her jammer through on the initial pass. Still working though. Giles moved to the outside. She will reset on her scoring pass.
Mick Swagger just dropped back, good and ready to play some offense, but she really didn't need it.
Giles taking advantage of the blocker deficit for Bay Area, clear on a 5-point scoring pass. Scrappy still working on her initial pass, being recycled. Back to turn 1 as Giles through the pack on an easy 5-point scoring pass.
That was excellent execution. Sarelson knocked her back. The offense came from everybody else, and they got an easy score.
We got a track cut penalty, but we don't have, that's Sarelson leaving the track. She was the one whistled for the penalty. Scrappy thought she was clear, did not quite make it out though.
Giles reaching for help on her knees, finally finds an opening, steps out of bounds though.
Scrappy threw on her initial pass. Giles calls off the jam, picks up 5 more points though. Victoria on a roll, 42-7.
That puts Giles up at 27 points so far in this game, and Bay Area really has to find some kind of an answer. They've got to keep their skaters on the track. Right now, penalties have really pushed the score up for Victoria, and Bay Area needs to figure out how to answer it.
Sarelson starting in the penalty box for VRDL. They will be down 1. Slow start of both teams close to full strength. Mean Burrito trying to make headway for Bay Area, meeting up against VRDL's blockers out front, anchored by Bianca Sharetta.
Mary Fagnalin still trying to find a way open in that outside.
Dual Hiddison whistled for a penalty. She will report to the penalty box. Mary Faglin, chest-to-chest hit with aims to maim.
And that's a legal hit, and that's beautiful. Take advantage of that when somebody turns around and gives it to you.
Looked like we were going to have a star pass by Bay Area, was not completed. Brawlin Angel was not able to take the cap. And Mary Faglin threw 5-point scoring pass as Mean Burrito exits the pack, cap in hand, clear on her initial.
That last score was executed due to Sarelson. She got right in the middle of that pack, waited for her jammer to get there, opened up that hole and made it real easy. And that's what you have to do when you're playing offense. Execute it just like that.
Well, King, we've got a team timeout being taken by Bay Area, their first of 3. They find themselves on the backside of a 47-7 deficit. Less than 20 minutes left to play here in the first half.
And that's good coaching right there. Right now you've got a 40-point game. You do not want it to slip any farther away than what it already currently has.
Giles killing it right now as a jammer. 3 jams, 27 points. That's an average of 9 per jam.
Mary Fagnalin is also doing pretty good. She's got 15 of her own.
That's in 3 jams as well for an average of 5.
And really, Frightmare, she's picked up 5. So for Bay Area, this is the time. They need to calm everybody down, get everybody back on the same page. You had a game plan. What was it? What did we come here for? Go back out and take advantage of what Victoria can give you.
All right, team timeout over. VRDL already on the track awaiting Bay Area. Bay Area skaters returning to the track now. Looks like we've got Frightmare on the jam line for Bay Area. And Ivy Knivy for VRDL. Another pack advantage for VRDL to start. Bay Area with 2 in the box. And Ivy Knivy, nice defensive move getting through the pack. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Once again, depleted numbers out there for Bay Area playing a role.
Bay Area's jammer trying to push out Sarelson, working at the front of the pack. And his Screw Barrymore up there also as Ivy Knivy moved to the outside of turn 1.
That was a great hit for Jewel Hiddison to jump out there and knock her out of bounds. Kind of blindsided her before she knew what was coming. I want to give a big thank you to Flat Mat Yoga. Think you don't like yoga? Flat Mat Yoga might change your mind. Yoga for roller derby body, schedule, and budget. Want to skate longer, harder, with less pain? Time to get on the yoga mat with Flat Mat.
So speaking of those penalty troubles for Bay Area, their captain, Brawlin Angel, sitting on 3 penalties already.
And that's with 18 minutes still left in this first.
Giles and Pressure Cooker, your jammers. Big pile up right before turn 1. Everybody right in turn 1. Pressure Cooker being held up in turn 2. Giles able to escape. Lead jammer once again goes to VRDL.
Well, that inside line just opened right up, and she had an opportunity to run right up it and get free.
Bay Area losing. Jewel hit us into the penalty box. Giles to the outside. Nice spin move in the far straightaway. 5 points for VRDL.
Now, the offense is coming for Bay Area. They're doing everything they can to try and open it up, but the recovery time for Victoria is just incredible right now.
No, and that's one of the things that their blockers seem to specialize in is Giles shrugs off a hit and skates through the pack for another 5 points for VRDL.
And VRDL up right now has taken out the jammer once again at the top of turn number 4.
Giles back in the pack, hits the pack hard. There was a whistle down in the far apex, and that was a high block on Giles. She will report to the penalty box. Power jam for Bay Area now, King.
Now, this is a good opportunity for Bay Area to try and play straight offense. You got 30 seconds to try and get your jammer free and get some points on the board.
Pressure Cooker being held up in the far straightaway, knocked out, going to be reset by Biceptual. VRDL's defense is set up in the far straightaway. Offense coming. Pressure Cooker having a hard time taking advantage of it. VRDL with a great penalty kill right now.
Well, their defense has just been impeccable pretty much all day long. Granted, we're only 16 minutes into this, and they still are full of energy, but this is really a well-oiled machine that they're running.
And that was an excellent penalty kill by VRDL as Giles back out on the track through the pack. 5-point scoring pass. And that is 2 minutes. Pressure Cooker never got out of the pack on her initial.
Unbelievable. Speaking of well-oiled machines, Giles sitting right now with 42 points. Pretty much unstoppable as of the first 15 minutes of this game. And that's one of the things that Bay Area needs to focus on is can they do to stop her? Because right now, that is what is one of the key factors of this game is coming up with an answer for Giles.
Both teams starting with 1 in the penalty box. Scrappy taking the star for Bay Area. Jamming against Mary Fagdalin for VRDL. Mary Fagdalin works against the defensive three, anchored by Brawlin Angel at the front of the pack, goes to her toe stops in turn one. She has stayed in bounds. That's two to work against at the front of the pack. Aims to maim one of those two blockers. Aims to maim, working with Murder and Monroe. And Mary Fagdalin whistled lead jammer in the far straightaway. VRDL once again.
Murder and Monroe let her go, thinking the whistle was on her, but unfortunately it was just a lead jam status.
Mick Swagger and Shayna Sarelson holding up Scrappy in the backfield. Mary Fagdalin into the pack on a scoring pass for VRDL. Scrappy one to beat up front, goes to the outside, knocked it out, but the blocker knocking her out went as well. Scrappy clear on her initial.
And that's lucky. She just lost her footing and went down, which made it easy for her to get out and get free.
That was Screw Barrymore on that exit hit on the far side that also went down trying to knock out Scrappy.
Victoria picking up 3 more points at the end of that jam. Bay Area still scoreless. They haven't had a score, I think, since the 3rd or 4th jam in this game. And it's really been the Victoria show for the first 15 minutes.
Bisexual standing in the penalty box. Bay Area going to start with a 4-3 advantage in this next jam. Ivy Knive wearing the star for VRDL. Mean Burrito jamming once again for Bay Area.
Excellent.
Mean Burrito going to the inside, not finding much room to work, though. Moves to the outside, was almost clear, but Bianca Sharetta shut the door.
Bianca Sharetta did not let her go. She held on to her like the entire distance between the jammer and pivot line.
Ivy Knive finds room to work on the outside, clears on her initial pass. She is your lead jammer for VRDL. Now working on a scoring pass. Pack has not even hit the pivot line. Now finally crossing that is Ivy Knive trying to push out Bay Area's defense. She is getting a little help up front from Bone Shaker, and Ivy Knive through the pack. 5-point scoring pass, VRDL.
Bone Shaker picking up a forearm. She did all the work up there to get that jammer free, but unfortunately she's got to spend some time in the penalty box.
Star pass to number 36, Caitlin, now the jammer of record for Bay Area, cannot quite make it to the pack before Ivy Knive calls off the jam. 2 more points on that scoring pass for Victoria. They are on a roll.
Yes, they are. You know, interestingly enough, Bay Area did a really nice job opening up that inside line, and it gave an opportunity for the jammer to get about halfway in between the jammer and pivot line, but that's when Sharetta jumped up and grabbed her, and once she had a hold of her, she did not let her go for quite a while.
Yeah, no, excellent defense, and that's what we're used to seeing from Victoria. Giles out on the jam line, opposite Frightmare for Bay Area. 1 in the box to start for VRDL.
Oh, tiptoeing up the inside line, and that right there is Giles once again as the lead jammer.
Nice job by Frightmare getting around Screw Barrymore at the front of the pack. Both jammers working on a scoring pass now. Giles forced for a quick call off, lobbies for 2 points, did get them.
Frightmare coming up on you. You got to look over your shoulder, and that's what you see. Nope, you got to call that off.
The nice thing for Bay Area is they have been able to force VRDL to some quick call-offs. We have seen some single pass scoring done by VRDL, but they're not getting lead jammer, and they are unable to put points on the board right now.
Well, they're starting to execute their offense a little quicker. They're snapping their jammer out of there a little bit faster, which is forcing that call-off.
Bone Shaker in the penalty box to start. 4-3 blocker advantage for Bay Area. They've got Pressure Cooker jamming for them. Opposite Mary Fagdalin for VRDL. Mary Fagdalin trying to go to the outside. She was shut down, now working on the inside as the pack enters turn 1. Pressure Cooker working in the backfield. Pack constricted now in the first apex. Both jammers pinned to the inside right now. We got a whistle, and that is going to go against Liza Machete. She will report to the penalty box for Bay Area. Pack now just leaving turn 2. Mary Fagdalin to the outside. She stays in bounds. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Here comes the offense, and they have really just mixed it up. But once again, like I said it before, Victoria's so quick at recovering and getting back together.
Now, what I don't understand is Pressure Cooker has taken the cap off at the front of the pack. She might be waiting for a block, for her pivot to come up. She did. Great maneuver by Bay Area on the cap pass there. I don't know that VRDL saw that coming. Well, they must have, because they called off the jam after picking up 4 points, but a smart move there by Bay Area.
Absolutely. What it did was it forced that call off. You got it into Scatlin's hands. Scatlin had to, take off, and she hit the deck, but she quickly recovered and forced that call off on the other side.
And apparently that was a 5-point scoring pass for Victoria there. Late point coming in from the jam ref. 82-7, just under 11 minutes left to play in the first half. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of VRDL. Liza Machete standing in the penalty box. Ivy Knive jamming opposite Scrappy, and Scrappy doing a good job pushing the defense forward at the front. Ivy Knive having a hard time going. Ivy Knive whistled for a penalty in the front straightaway. Power jam now for Bay Area. Insubordination on Ivy Knive, or excuse me, misconduct. She will take a seat in the penalty box. Power jam for Bay Area.
Once again, this is one of those opportunities for Bay Area. They need to quit going back, let them string this out, and let their jammer do the work and execute that offense when it gets there.
Scrappy was dragged back almost half the track. Nice crash offense coming inside to out, but what a humongous hit by Screw Barrymore. Holy cow.
Once again, the recovery from that offense, that is just incredible. I can't say enough about it.
Scrappy just got leveled, and again, another excellent penalty kill by VRDL. Ivy Knive out of the penalty box and back on the track. Scrappy still working on her initial pass. You see she's trying to force the defense out at the front of the pack. Meanwhile, Ivy Knive through the pack clear on the initial pass.
Mick Swagger with a gigantic hit there, pinned her against the wall, and that offense, or that defense, has just enveloped her.
VRDL just punishing Scrappy up front now, hit after hit after hit. She goes down in turn one, going to be forced to reset behind the pivot line. And then Mick Swagger laying a big hit up front on Liza Machete, trying to get Ivy Knive through the pack. Sarelson now the offense up front for VRDL.
Using her tiptoe, she held on to that line with her toe stops and then ran away. I'm sure they all thought that she was out, and too bad they let her go, and that jam comes to an end.
Looks like Sarelson may have been whistled for an out-of-play penalty at the end. No, it was 503 Mick Swagger to the penalty box.
All right. Well, the Notorious RED. Notorious Gear deodorant by Notorious RED. Smell clean, even when you play dirty.
3-on-3 pack to start. Each team with one blocker in the penalty box. Giles jamming once again for VRDL. She's got 44 points, looking to add to her total as she pushes out Scaitlin. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. Mean Burrito reset, entering turn one. Bianca Sharetta to the penalty box. She's going to be joined by number 925, Sterling Archer for Bay Area.
And that was a beautiful hit right there by Scaitlin to take that jammer out and recycle all the way to the back.
Recycling going on in the first straightaway. Giles through the pack. That's another 5-point scoring pass for VRDL. Mick Swagger, nice defense up front, but a cap pass goes to number 36, Scaitlin. She is now the jammer of record for Bay Area.
Wow.
Giles round the outside, untouched, only credited with 4 points on that scoring pass.
Bone Shaker and Mick Swagger swooped from the outside to the inside line and just completely accordioned that small little wall that was being put up by Bay Area. Once again, penalties have kind of taken them and put them in a position where they have less people on the track, and they're having to fight with that right along with that offensive wall that keeps coming at them.
Victoria extending their lead to 90 as we are inside 7 minutes left to play in the first half.
Fright Bear on the line for Bay Area.
Mini pack constricted right at the pivot line. Mary Faglin, though, able to take advantage of the blocker number. She is through. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. However, right out of the pack, Frightmare goes down in turn three. She's back up and on her skates.
Again, Mike Checks, did you see that? That was Sarelson on that outside line, and she just basically got the hip of the blocker from Bay Area and squished everybody together, giving a nice lane on that outside, the top of that apex, for their jammer to get free on.
VRDL's defense nothing short of stifling right now. Bay Area trying to find an answer. They're going to send out Pressure Cooker once again.
And Ivy Knive also is going to be on the line for Victoria.
Ivy Knive 17 points so far this game. Both teams at full strength to start this jam. Ivy Knive getting knocked out by Liza Machete. She's going to have to reset in the backfield. And it looks like a track cut penalty on Ivy Knive. Power jam for Bay Area. We're going to see all 4 Bay Area blockers trying to play offense to get their jammer through. Bay Area really needing to take advantage of this scoring opportunity. Pressure cooker goes to the outside, now back to the middle. Bay Area blockers deciding to go passive on offense, and pressure cooker not having any luck. VRDL has already killed 2 full power jams. I don't understand, King.
Well, this is really interesting. They have a player in the back, and what they've done is they're trying to draw that out of play, but they took so much time, the jammer's already free for Victoria.
Ivy Knive already served her penalty out of the penalty box, through the pack, clear on her initial for VRDL. And a track cut penalty going to be whistled against pressure cooker. Power jam VRDL as Ivy Knive traverses the pack for 5 more points.
That's too bad. She had the cap off. She was trying to look for her pivot to try and get something going to end the pain here.
Ivy Knive shrugs off a hit, splits the defense in turn 3, and clears the pack on a 5-point scoring pass.
Oh, you're going to see a high block out there on the track from number 405. Little dirty trick. That should be dirty little trick.
Wow, another easy 5-point scoring pass for Ivy Knive. VRDL doing a great job separating Bay Area's defenders, basically playing one-on-one, and Giles going to the friendly side of the offense. Another easy 5.
That is just excellent execution on that offense. To spread apart the pack like that, it makes it just basically a skating drill for them to get through. Pressure
cooker out of the penalty box, cap in hand, returns to the pack, but 2 minutes has elapsed. 4 more points for VRDL.
Now that was, I want to go back to that. They had 2 blockers in the front. They took one, knocked him out of bounds, drug him back, and they contained the one in front. And then when the other one came in back, they just basically wrapped themselves around both of them. It made it very, very easy to score, and that's exactly how you want to play something like that.
So we have an official review called down on the track. It is unclear which of the 2 teams is taking the official review. It would appear as though it is Bay Area, based upon the conversation happening with head referee Jesse Jackass. We will bring you that information as soon as we can. Our score right now, Victoria 125, Bay Area 7.
Giles right now sitting with 53 points. And Mary Fagdalin sitting on 27. So that's pretty much the story of Victoria scoring. They're really just kind of on the backs of both of those 2 jammers, and they're really doing a nice job.
Don't forget Ivy Knive with 41. They're basically going with a 3-jammer rotation, and all of them performing well. Ivy Knive more than 8 points per jam right now. Mary Fagdalin about 4.5, and let's see, who else was there? Giles.
You know, one of the real big stories for Victoria though is their pack. They play incredible defense. They're playing spot-on offense. When they need to get their jammer out, they send that offensive player. It opens up the hole, and they're playing it well.
All right, Jesse Jackass heading in to talk to the rest of the referees. The official review has been lodged. We will get you that information as soon as we possibly can. The referees conferring. Remember, this is Bay Area's official review, and though there's only 3 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock in this half, if they are unsuccessful in this review, they will lose their official review for this first half.
That's right. But there's always next half, and you know you've got 3.5 minutes left in this half. If you saw something that should be reviewed that could possibly give you a little bit of something to go into that halftime with, it's a good time to take it.
VRDL blockers and jammer returning to the track, as are the skaters for Bay Area. Referees still conferring in the center. Captain Brawlin Angel for Bay Area out awaiting the response. One can only guess as to what this might be about, King.
It's a big mystery. I'd like to thank the Eugene Weekly. The Eugene Weekly proudly supports Emerald City Roller Dolls Derby. Wow, that was a tongue twister for me for some reason. Must be too early on a Friday morning.
That's right. Well, Jesse Jackass addressing both teams at the center of the track now. Based upon the referee hand gestures, it looks like there was a discussion of a track cut call. Of course, I cannot verify that, but that is what it appeared to be. Demanda Riot still out, conferring with Jesse Jackass.
Demanda Riot, of course, had an injury earlier this year, so she's taken on the coaching hat, and it's I think it's going to work well for her. She seems to know the game pretty well.
It appears as though the official review has been concluded. Well, if we can find out at halftime what that official review was for. Oh, wait, we have a mic for a referee. Here we go. Guys. All right, so we couldn't quite hear the call that was being debated. It was Bay Area requesting that official review, and the result of that official review was that the call on the track stands. So I believe that call had something to do with Donnie Darko, but again, I'm not completely certain. We're back to action on the track. Both teams at full strength, and Giles already through the pack. Lead jammer going to VRDL.
It's Scrappy right now in the back of the pack trying to fight through, but there's a lot of offense coming her way.
Direction of play penalty, that's going against number 405. Meanwhile, Giles through the pack on a 5-point scoring pass for VRDL. Dirty little trick to the penalty box for Bay Area. You have got to be kidding me. I don't believe that toe stop move by Giles, and she almost landed it. Basically wrapped herself around the opposing blocker. Scrappy clear of the pack on her initial pass now for Bay Area.
She got knocked down, maybe went out of bounds, but she was out of play, and they couldn't have hit her.
Forearm penalty leveled against Giles. Power jam Bay Area. There will be points because Scrappy's already completed her initial pass.
There's only a couple blockers out there, and that offense needs to come from those blockers to help their jammer get free.
One more coming in, but now Brawlin Angel with another penalty for Bay Area. She'll return to the penalty box. That is her 4th penalty this half. VRDL once again in penalty kill mode. Scrappy looking for any kind of headway she can get. A nice offense coming from Ames. That's not Ames to Mame, excuse me. That's dirty little trick.
And they're going to play it passive now. They're going to stand back and let their jammer just do the work.
Giles out of the penalty box. Looking at the 3 Bay Area blockers in the backfield. Nice hit on the outside by dirty little trick. That's going to recycle Giles. Meanwhile, big pile up at the front of the pack is Scrappy knocked out of bounds. Giles goes to the inside, untouched for a 4-point scoring pass.
You know, and that's good, solid defense, but Giles is just doing a great job offensively.
Brawlin Angel out of the penalty box, both teams at full strength. Oh my gosh, toe stop hop by Giles. She lands that one. 4 more points, VRDL.
Absolutely stunning. It really was. That was one heck of a move. 4 points picked up by both teams out there.
Bay Area picking up their first 4 points in the last 24 minutes.
We're going to see Mary Fagnalin once again on the line with the jammer cap, and Mean Burrito out there for Bay Area with the star on her helmet.
Got another jam starting with an empty penalty box. VRDL's offense and defense both seem to start right at that whistle, King. Like there is no lag time whatsoever.
Oh, you can see them drop when they get out there.
Low block whistle. That's going to go against one of the Bay Area blockers.
Penalties once again really playing a role in Bay Area's score right now.
That was number 86, Gretchen Vomit to the penalty box. Mary Faglin pushes out the defense. She gets around Ames to Mame. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
And the star comes off of the helmet of Bay Area's Mean Burrito.
Mean Burrito does not still seem to be in control of the jam cap. That is Scaitlin right now. The pivot Reed jammer now for Bay Area. Mary Fagdalin pushing the defense out of the front of the pack. 5-point scoring pass, VRDL.
And finally, number 36 puts on the helmet cover. That is Scaitlin, who is now the jammer who took the star pass.
Scaitlin, mean bump to the inside. She's going to be forced to reset in turn 1. Meanwhile, Mary Fagdalin pushing Bay Area's defense out of turn 2. She clears on another 5-point scoring pass.
Nice hit from the player who came out of the penalty box. Good offense laid down, but still could not get their jammer free.
Bone Shaker dropping back, playing offense from the inside. She is successful in a track cut penalty on Bay Area's jammer. Power jam VRDL after another 5 points.
Scaitlin makes her way to the penalty box, but that is going to leave a power jam for already on fire Victoria.
Mary Fagdalin toe stop hop on the outside of the far straightaway.
Well, they're going to roll into halftime, absolutely killing it.
Woo!
Right now, Victoria sitting at 158, Bay Area at 11. We are going to have a 10-minute halftime. And right now, we've got Ivy Knive for Victoria sitting at 41, Giles at 66, Mary Fagdalin at 47. And
VRDL putting on a clinic. Fans, make sure you stay tuned. We will bring you the second half of action in less than 10 minutes.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
It takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know. Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 And S1 is part of my uniform.
A clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
The area's platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy
I skate
shop.
on the Antic Era 1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and add-on V-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear. I'm Double Megs, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm a Celtic Peanut, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jammer, and I'm a Fast Girl.
You can be a Fast Girl, too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new bout Quad Star skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period, and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the bout booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program. Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game. Love that site and the
Rehab
workouts.
has been amazing. It's really worth the investment. In
Booty
programs.
Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today, testing helmets to see if they pass the Multiple Impact Certification Test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
All right, welcome back, Derby fans and addicts. If you're just tuning in, you have been watching the number 2 team in the WFTDA, the Victorian Roller Derby League, taking on the number 9 team in the WFTDA, the Bay Area Derby All-Stars. And it was a messy first half, King.
Well, you know, it depends on what you're looking at. Victoria is executing their game very, very well. They're playing the offense, they're playing the defense, and their jammers are basically living off of it. Bay Area kind of is not executing as fast, and they're struggling to get their jammers free.
Well, let's be honest. VRDL is the number 2 team in the WFTDA.
Absolutely. You
they
cannot
took
dispute
Gotham
it.
to the final jam at championships last year. This is Admittedly, a slightly different team, but not all that much. VRDL has historically been a great defensive team, and that's on display right now. Bay Area Derby girls, like many teams in the WFTDA, having a hard time dealing with that.
Right. And another key factor, penalties. If you're going to look at it, let's look at it. Right now, Bisexual is sitting on 3 penalties, and Mick Swagger is sitting on 3 penalties. Everybody else is 1, 2, or 0.
Right, and on Bay Area side of the ledger, Liza Machete with 5, Jewel Hiddison with 4, and Brawlin' Angel also with 4.
Scaitlin out there for Bay Area, and Bond out there.
Scaitlin actually in the penalty box. She picked up a penalty in the last jam of the first half, so she started sitting in the penalty box. She is now standing. Bay Area, nice job on defense to start this second half, but Ivy Knive through the pack does pick up lead jammer.
And there's that defense once again honing in on that blocker or that jammer.
Well, it looks like Brawlin' Angel now has the cap in hand. She is the pivot now jammer. Ivy Knive to the outside. She's knocked out by Scaitlin. Going to have to be reset at the entrance to turn 1.
That was a beautiful hit right up here on the top of the apex.
Screw Barrymore.
Screw Barrymore. She was just tapped her out, and look at that. They've taken her all the way back to the other apex.
And a track cut penalty on Ivy Knive. Power jam now for Bay Area. We're going to see if Bay Area goes a little more active on the offense than they did in the first half. It looks like they started to.
Yeah, they normally that's what they're doing. They're hitting it, stopping, and letting their jammer kind of do the work. And I think they need to be a little more aggressive with their offense.
Well, VRDL doing a great job of keeping their blockers together, almost packed up in a way. Mick Swagger dropping the bridge, communicating to her teammates, hey, you've only got so far to go.
And really, they've just come to almost a standstill without getting a stop block.
Scaitlin to the penalty box, out of play. Penalty being whistled. That looks like that's going against Screw Barrymore. Brawlin' Angel now out of the penalty box for Bay Area.
That's another really nice penalty kill right there. Minimal damage, and your jammer's already back out on the track.
Yep, pack constricted in turn 4 right now. Look at the fighting going on down there in that turn. Both teams with 1 jammer in the penalty box. Ivy Knive picked up 4 points on that scoring pass.
And another goose egg for Bay Area. One of the things I'm noticing that they do really, the defense of Victoria, is their lateral movement. They can take you from one side of the track, literally from the inside line to the outside line and back again with one player's butt. It's incredible. To watch the lateral movement and basically continue to maintain and hold that jammer right where you want them.
VRDL has been putting on defensive clinics in their bouts for a couple of years now, and this one no different. Giles out to jam. She leads all jammers with 66 points. Bisexual forcing out Frightmare. Thought she'd seen the light of day, but no. Giles through the pack. Lead jammer once again goes to VRDL.
Now they come after that inside line, and Frightmare finally gets an opening. She took the cap off, but she still has it.
Giles into the pack, working on a scoring pass, move to the inside, forced to call the jam off early. Still did pick up 1 point.
Yep, creeping ever so slightly up. That was a really good heads-up play. The offense for Bay Area at that time executed very well, gave an opportunity for their jammer to get out, and they need to continue to put a string of those together to get themselves some momentum back into this game.
163-11, just a few minutes into the second half. Both teams at full strength to start. Mary Faglin on the jam line for VRDL. And that's pressure cooker jamming once again for Bay Area.
That is a tight, slow wall we're seeing right there. No real movement. Everyone's just kind of feeling each other out right now to see who's going to let go first.
Well, the pack taking up the entirety of the track side to side, constricted between the pivot line and the jam line. 25 seconds into this jam, and we just now finally have a blocker going past the pivot line. Mary Faglin thought she was clear, knocked to the outside by number 405. Dirty Little Trick going to be forced to reset behind the jam line.
Murder and Monroe calling everybody back so they can set that wall up. You do not want to go back by yourself, not against Giles.
Back block penalty, that's going against VRDL. Danny Darko to the penalty box.
Pressure cooker getting kicked out of bounds at the top of the key up here. She's going to go back and have to start again.
Pack still has not hit the first apex. Now just barely Mary Fagdalin pushing out Bay Area's defense. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
You know, I got to hand it to Bay Area's defense. They did a great job containing Giles, which they really have had a struggle with most of the day.
Took more than a minute for Giles to pick up lead jammer status in that jam. Meanwhile, Pressure Cooker still working on the initial passes, trying to push VRDL's defense out at the front of the pack. That front of the pack just now at turn 2. Mary Fagdalin goes to the outside, cannot keep her toe stops in. She's going to be recycled, as will Pressure Cooker.
And we all go back the wrong way. Both jammers went out. Giles, though, is going to come back in and try and hit that wall up the top of the key here.
Pressure Cooker waiting on the outside, waiting for an out-of-play call or something before she re-enters. Pack now in reverse as we go back to the jam line.
And start all again.
That's right. Wow.
Wow.
So in 2 minutes, the pack officially never made it farther than turn 2 and ended in the same place that it started, between the pivot line and the jam line.
Second verse, same as the first. Well, Mike checks. You know, we're at the Big O, and we got a lot of great games coming up. Rose City is going to be playing Minnesota. Texas is going to be playing Rat City. Angel playing Denver. Victoria in Texas. This is an action-packed day, and this is just the first day.
That's right. 3 days worth of action here at the Big O, and we've got action on the track once again.
Ivy Knive is out there for Victoria right now, pressing the front of that wall.
Scrappy in the backfield, jamming for Bay Area. Again, VRDL's defense in lockdown mode in the backfield. Mick Swagger up to play offense now, dropping the bridge for VRDL. Ivy Knive goes to the outside. Mick Swagger offense from inside to out. Ivy Knive not able to take advantage. She's going to be reset, as will Scrappy at the entrance to turn 1. Ivy Knive pushing out the pack at the second turn. She is clear. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Now, Bay Area's defense is coming out with a whole new purpose. They did a great job containing Ivy Knive in that last little spurt.
Mick Swagger doing a great job of defense at the front of the pack. She was working with Screw Barrymore. Track cut, penalty on Scrappy, power jam VRDL.
That's a tough break for Bay Area. They have been showing some real good signs of life, and here comes the offense, just like you'd expect from Victoria.
Well, that's right, and in stark contrast to what Bay Area tries to do in a power jam in finding a goat, keeping them and playing passive offense. VRDL going very active on their offense. Ivy Knive picking up 5 points, and the jam called off.
Well, I will also say Bay Area had some penalty issues in that first half, and so far in the first 8, or so minutes of this second half, they've been playing pretty clean. They've been keeping their team out there, and you can see the difference from what they're doing between the two halves.
Scrappy still sitting in the penalty box to start. She wearing the jam cap for Bay Area. Giles back out to jam once again, pushes through the pack quickly. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
My God, she is just awesome. And, I got to say, the Victoria offense came and just parted the sea, and she skated right through the middle.
Nice move by Giles. Almost stayed in bounds. Did get knocked out of turn 4. Pack going backwards once again, and we have an illegal procedure on Scrappy. Illegal re-entry into the pack. She will return to the penalty box. Another power jam for VRDL, and Giles through for another 5.
It just hurts the soul when you see things like that, but it does happen in the game of Derby.
Giles at 72 points right now. Looking for more, knocked to the inside. She's going to reset in turn 4, goes to the outside. She is clear. That is 5 more points for VRDL.
And another penalty being called on Bay Area, which is once again going to deplete those numbers.
That is Brawlin' Angel's 5th penalty. She sits in the penalty box for Bay Area. Giles getting offense up front. Distraction offense by Mick Swagger, and another 5-point scoring pass.
There's that heavy defense. The offense does come from one player, but it was not enough. Sterling Archer was all by herself.
Scrappy trying to push against Sarelson at the front of the pack. We've got another penalty whistled against Bay Area. That going against Dual Hiddison.
And that's going to be a forearm penalty, which is going to drop those numbers.
Giles in the backfield goes to the toe stops, forced out by Brawlin' Angel. She will reset. Meanwhile, Scrappy reset in the front of the pack. She's going to go back almost to the jam line.
Wow, Brawlin Angel, fine job containing Giles right now.
VRDL, nice job going back and dropping the bridge to keep Sarelson in play. Scrappy through the pack, and the jam whistle dead, but not after VRDL picked up 3 more points.
Right now, Victoria sitting at 190. Bay Area still sitting at 11. 20 minutes left in this game. And Frightmare right now sitting with 5 penalties. Excuse me.
Brawlin Angel.
Brawlin Angel. They just moved the tracer on me when I was looking. And they
Dual Hiddison and Liza Machete also with 5.
And Brawlin Angel.
So we are back underway once again. Mary Fagdalin goes to the outside, has been declared lead jammer, knocked to the outside by Scaitlin. She's going to be forced to reset at the back of the pack. She has been declared lead, though.
Scaitlin went right back, tried to play a little bit of offense, but that defense from Victoria has been doing it all day, where they just recycle and get right back to where they need to be.
Mean Burrito with the cap off, working against VRDL's defense at the front of the pack. Knocked to the outside by Bianca Sharetta. She's going to reset. Mary Fagdalin trying to push the defense out up front, getting a little help from Bone Shaker. She is clear lead jammer, as was declared earlier for VRDL.
Bone Shaker, absolutely great offense. You should send her every time because she does it and does it right.
Mean Burrito through the pack, clear on her initial pass. Mary Fagdalin calls off the jam, picks up 4 more points. Well, King right now with a little over 19 minutes left and a deficit of over 180 points. Bay Area right now going to be looking to play for rankings points.
Yep. That they, if anything, they need to learn and figure out how to execute. This isn't one of those where you wave a white flag. You keep fighting. You figure out what is going to work on the track against a team of this caliber.
We're back underway again, slow start to the pack. Ivy Conivy out to jam opposite Frightmare, empty penalty box to start. Frightmare making good headway at the front of the pack. She's working against the Bay Area defense, and lead jammer goes to Bay Area, and then a track cut penalty.
Yeah, she got kicked out of bounds right here in the turn, looked at the ref, and then jumped right back in bounds. That's misfortunate because she was the lead jammer.
Being whistled for lead jammer is not the same as no pass, no penalty, but a low block penalty on Ivy Conivy. We will do the jammer switcheroo, and Frightmare will be released early.
Well, they need to right now start getting in position and not let that defense basically sit like they are right now.
I've got to say, I don't understand the blockers being out front of the defense.
It's hard to execute that offense when you're out front like that.
Inverse offense, extremely difficult to play. Nice awareness by Frightmare, making sure that she's going to come back in legally. Ivy Conivy out of the penalty box, having served her time. She's working against Bay Area's defense at the front of the pack. That's Sterling Archer and Murderin' Monroe.
Murderin' Monroe doing a great job. Absolutely going at it like a pit bull with a bone.
Murder Monroe really sticking to Ivy Conivy before having to let her go.
Nice slow pack as Ivy Conivy comes running in there, already picking up points.
You mentioned earlier VRDL's defense and their side-to-side movement. We basically just saw Frightmare getting taken from the inside all the way to the out in that last pass.
You know, I have had a play like that once or twice happen, and it's always weird. You can't seem to stop it. It's like this weird, avalanche that you're like, why can't I stop? But you end up out of bounds anyways.
4 more points for VRDL on that last scoring pass. Victoria now clear of 200 points.
Yeah, we're at 2:03 to 11, 16 minutes left in this game. Giles with 85 points, Ivy Conivy 59 points, Fagdalin 55 points. Victoria really has a smooth game running right now.
Pressure cooker out to jam for Bay Area opposite Giles. Both jammers almost going down as the pack reaches the pivot line. Giles reset in the backfield. Bay Area wanted a track cut penalty, did not get it. Giles, your lead jammer for VRDL.
And that was, I think, a possible, maybe a misplay. But, you know, there's so many bodies out there. Those refs have really earned their pays today.
Well, the thing is that Giles is so good on her toe stops, there's nothing saying that she wasn't actually inbounds the entire time.
Absolutely true. I couldn't get a clear view in that corner right here. And that's 5 points, though. Giles just picked up on that scoring pass.
Direction of play penalty forearm penalty being whistled in turn 3. That's going to go against Bisexual. Pack constricted in turn 3.
And there was a star pass, and that is going to be going to Scaitlin. But now she's got the roll. Oh, she did it. That was perfect offense from Bay Area. They opened it up on the outside.
Giles working on the pack for another scoring pass. May not know where Scaitlin is. I misspoke. She apparently very much did know where Scaitlin was. 2 points as she calls off the jam from the floor in turn 3.
Well, that's another one of the things they've done. They have controlled the game, getting obviously more lead jams, and they just get in there, they score really quick, and then they call it off, which is basically stifled any scoring from Bay Area.
We're going to be 3-on-3 in the pack to start. Both teams with one blocker in the penalty box.
Mary Faglin is out there going up against Scrappy.
Scrappy taking a spin move in the middle of the front straightaway. Pack now reaching the pivot line. But a nice spin move by Mary Faglin on the inside. She is whistled lead jammer.
And boy, was that. She basically played her own offense. She got a hold, spun the blocker around, and used that inside line to run right up and get out.
Bay Area really dedicated to trying to keep a goat in the backfield as their offense. Mary Faglin through the pack, 5-point scoring pass as pressure cooker out of the penalty box as Brawlin' Angel goes to take a seat. That will be her 6th.
And that was an inside line. You have a blocker. You have got to hold down that inside line. 5 points, way too easy to get picked up in this type of a game.
Bisexual leveled Scrappy in turn 3. Scrappy playing defense now. And Mary Faglin spins through the last line of defense. 5 points on that scoring pass and a penalty going against Scrappy. Power jam VRDL.
Nick Swagger taking a blocker out, making an easy point, gets her in the back.
You know, King, we used to talk a lot about how you didn't want to make mistakes against Gotham because Gotham would make you pay.
Yep.
We are seeing VRDL make Bay Area pay, not only for their jammer penalties, but for their blocker penalties as well.
Yep. That's what they're doing. They are picking them apart, and it really is. They have a clinic on Monday for defense, and I think they're showing you what you're going to get your money worth for.
I think it started early.
Yeah.
So jamming for VRDL is Ivy Knivey. Once again, she is already through the pack. Lead jammer, VRDL.
And they started in a power jam. Here comes the offense. Darko getting a nice swipe right there on Scaitlin. Makes those 5 points just look like a walk in the park.
Scrappy now standing and exiting the penalty box for Bay Area. Nice work up front by Scaitlin trying to hold back Ivy Knivey, but she is clear on a 5-point scoring pass.
Well, she has a wardrobe malfunction. She's got to tie her shoestring. She's trying to eke out. Oh, stood up just in time to try and block, but it wasn't enough time. 4 points being picked up like that.
Nice offense from Scaitlin trying to free Scrappy. Did not quite work. Thought we had a whistle down here in turn 2, but I do not see anybody leaving the track. As Ivy Knivey traverses the pack for another 5-point scoring pass.
Bay Area right now, their walls are not solid. They are spread all over the place. You got to get a solid wall and stop that jammer.
Well, and like we talked about earlier, that's what VRDL is doing. They are separating Bay Area's blockers as Scrappy now makes it through the pack, clear on her initial pass for Bay Area.
But Mike checks. It is if you see Victoria, when they get spread apart, they get right back together. They're like high-powered magnets, whereas when Bay Area gets separated, they're apart, and then they're trying to find each other again. They don't have that magnetism, I should say, that the difference that we're seeing between these two teams. Their ability to recycle and then execute their defense, and that's how you're going to get that offense to also get into that game.
3 points on that last scoring pass for VRDL. We are reset for another jam. We've got Giles back out on the line. She is looking for points number 98 through 100. Shrugs off a big hit from Ames to Mame. She is clear lead jammer VRDL.
And this is where they need to send that offense, Bay Area, to get their jammer free.
Screw Barrymore to the penalty box for VRDL. Mean Burrito almost clear.
You know, Go ahead, Mike.
Giles picks up points number 98 through 102.
And that was an excellent move. She got a nice big hit, shrugged it off, spun backwards, and was free. And we are waiting to see, a goose egg. Well, that was an opportunity. She came in very, very hot. The whistle blow, though, and Bay Area still sitting at 11.
Demand a riot out to talk to Jesse Jackass. It does not appear as though there will be an official review. She returns to the bench area.
Yeah, I'm sure she wanted those points. Frightmare out there for Bay Area. Fagnolin out there for Victoria as your jammers in this next jam.
Mary Faglin going to the outside. She is shut down now, working on the in.
Oh, wow.
She just ducked under a blocker.
That was kind of like one of those London Bridges falling down moves.
Frightmare looking to push out the defense. She gets around Bianca Sharetta. Bianca Sharetta whistled for a penalty, will report to the penalty box. Mary Faglin calls off the jam. No points for Bay Area. Thought they might have gotten one there.
Boy, the timing. They have just got it timed. They are playing probably some of the best derby that I've seen Victoria play. You remember a couple of years ago when they would come up to the States and you would see them play various teams on their tours, and that was when they were emerging. Well, Mike checks, they are here and they are real.
Yeah, no doubt they have arrived.
Oh, they were you don't get ranked number 2 by luck. They have worked at it, and boy, are they! They're I think the team that everyone should be afraid of.
Ivy Conivy v Pressure Cooker, your two jammers. VRDL with 1 in the box to start. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of Bay Area. I spoke too soon. Bay Area losing a blocker to the penalty box, and Ivy Conivy through the pack. Lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Well, it was good defense, but suddenly that inside line just opened up. Might have something to do with that blocker, though, who just went to the penalty box.
Bianca Sharetta out of the penalty box for VRDL and back on the track. Nice big hit by Murder and Monroe on Ivy Conivy. And Ivy Conivy shrugs off a hit from Ames to Mame, clear on a 5-point scoring pass.
Well, she is really doing a great job of finding the open hole, and she doesn't need that much room to get her wheels moving.
Cap pass to Murder and Monroe. Looks like it has been successful. Murder and Monroe with the cap in her hand. Ivy Conivy being held up by Pressure Cooker now, who's working with Ames to Mame.
Murder and Monroe with the cap gets escorted to the back of the pack and has to start again.
Ivy Conivy pushes out the pack. 5-point scoring pass, VRDL.
That was a great move. She stuck down, got everybody to fake out a little bit, saw that opening, and collided with shoulders to part the way.
Gretchen Vomit out of the penalty box for Bay Area. Empty penalty box right now. Ivy Conivy working on another scoring pass as she hits the back of the pack.
Nice tight wall, everything moving real slow right now. Murder Monroe has finally breached the pack, but she's got the star in her hand, and that was her initial pass.
Ivy Conivy aware, apparently, and 2 points picked up at the end of that jam.
That's gonna, Ivy Conivy, it looks like sitting right now at 98. Giles at 104. Giles is coming in for this next jam, and up against her will be Scrappy with a star on her helmet.
Well, fans, make sure you stay tuned after the game for the Megatron post-game show with Megatron, John Maddening, and guests. That'll take place right after the conclusion of this bout.
Scrappy really fighting through. Got 2 blockers left. They do that what they've been doing. Recycle.
I don't know where Scrappy's finding this energy. Giles to the outside. Clear lead jammer goes to VRDL.
Man, she had on that line. How she stayed inbound is beyond me. But she's your lead jammer, and that's why she has 104 points in this game.
Scrappy move to the outside, goes down in turn 3. Pack constricted between turns 3 and 4. Whistle down in that area. We'll wait to see who that goes against, but a 5-point scoring pass for Giles. Liza Machete to the penalty box for Bay Area.
And there's Scrappy really trying to fight it through, but that defense is fish.
I honestly do not understand how Giles gets her toe stops down sometimes.
Well, even now up front, they have offense coming on Bay Area. It's constantly breaking apart that wall. See it.
That was great by Giles, taking a body whip off her own teammate to stay in bounds. Nice screen offense. Scrappy now clear of the pack for Bay Area. But Giles, very aware, calls off the jam after 4 more points.
I love what they're executing with Bone Shaker. A number of times in this game, I've seen Bone Shaker come up and just mess with that wall. She's just like an annoying bee that keeps hitting you and hitting you. You're like, get out of the way. And all she's done is just annoy that Bay Area line and make it easy for her jammers.
VRDL now having hit the 300-point mark, under 4 minutes left to play in the second half.
You know, something I like is the offense that is being played by the teams now. You see a lot of that, and with the defense we're seeing in this the new era of roller derby, that offense has to be executed every time.
Mary Faglin taking a bump off of Biggie Brawls, but clears the pack on her initial pass. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. Cap in the hand of number 89, Mean Burrito. She goes to the inside, but oh, what a great hit by Screw Barrymore. That's going to recycle her.
And she's going to feel that after the game. Boy, that was a huge hit.
Mary Faglin getting offense from Mick Swagger. No surprise as she clears the pack on a 5-point scoring pass. Forearm penalty against Shayna Sarelson. As Murder and Monroe now with the cap clear on her initial pass for Bay Area.
And that's how you do a star pass. You don't hand it to your player in the back. You make sure your pivot is someplace in a position where it's easier for them to get out. Too many times I've seen teams hand the cap to the pivot when they're behind the wall.
Right.
You're just making it harder for the entire team. You're a jammer, they're a pivot. Try and get it to them when they're going to have the better chance to get free. And that was a great example of it.
Absolutely fair. Ivy Conivy out on the line for VRDL. Frightmare jamming once again for Bay Area.
And it looks like they are starting real slow.
Frightmare leads all scorers on Bay Area. Frightmare trying to push out Screw Barrymore at the front of the pack. Out of play, whistled. Lead jammer goes to Bay Area.
All right.
Crowd responding in kind. And we've got points for Bay Area. Again around Screw Barrymore at the front of the pack. 5-point grand slam, Bay Area.
You know, that's great to see. You know, I don't think they've scored in this second half. And to have Frightmare come out, start busting some walls up, it's really inspiring for the Bay Area team right now.
Ivy Conivy clear on the initial pass. Jam called from the floor of the far straightaway, but 4 more points picked up by Bay Area.
Mick Swagger and Sarelson both trying to get something from a ref. I think they were getting knocked around. I think Bay Area is starting to get frustrated in that and playing a little harder, and they want something called, but I don't think the refs are going to do anything.
May have been looking for a low block call there. We have a team timeout being whistled by VRDL. Sarelson still out talking to head ref Jesse Jackass. She joined by Matthew Clamaham. But officially, this is still just a team timeout.
Yep. I'm sure they're wanting something like a low block penalty, possibly a direction of play. Those were the two things I kind of saw them talking about. But we will see if they're going to try and do anything with it.
Well, Bay Area having it taken to them this bout by Victoria, but fans, remember, there have been seasons where Bay Area has started very slow out the gate, only to find themselves at playoffs and even championships come time for the postseason. So this is the first bout of their regular season.
And we have seen some changes in both of these teams from last year to this year. For instance, Victoria, they've got Saracen, was in Rose City last year. Mick Swagger, she was a coach last year.
Tui Lyon's gone.
Tui Lyon is in L.A. And right now you're not seeing Lulu Lockjaw for Bay Area. And obviously coaching is Demanda Riot. So you're seeing kind of some changes from the landscape of what you're used to seeing for both of these teams.
Timeout has ended. Matthew Clamahan still addressing head referee Jesse Jackass in the center of the track, has now returned to the bench area. Giles jamming once again for VRDL. Opposite pressure cooker, and Giles to the outside, clears the pack. Lead jammer goes to VRDL. Pressure cooker trying to go to the outside as well. Bone Shaker thought she had her knocked out, did not.
Well, they did not get their defense back together fast enough. It was a 2-on-2 and up against Giles. You gotta hit it faster with your offense and reform that defense.
Giles on a 5-point scoring pass, about to hit the pack again, goes to the outside, now back to the in. She is clear on a 5-point scoring pass.
Well, that was real interesting. I think Giles just used a whip on Dirty Little Trick, and that was interesting.
That's exactly what it looked like in King. It sounds like Bay Area might have been listening to you. The cap pass happening closer to the front of the pack. Murder and Monroe clear, and a power jam now for Bay Area. Backblock penalty on Giles.
Well, this is going to go the full 2 minutes, and I think, Murder Monroe picking up 5 points.
Well, and this is going to be the last jam. We are on borrowed time right now. 49 seconds left on the jam clock.
And it's going to go the full 2 minutes. And right now you're playing for a pride, and so you might as well blood, sweat, and tears right now on this track.
Well, as we talked about, it's not just pride, it is rankings points right now, and every point that Bay Area can pick up in this jam will only go to serve them further.
Murder Monroe picking up an extra 5 points.
Giles now out of the penalty box for VRDL and back on the track. 20 seconds left in this jam.
I was wondering if Bay Area was going to know it. Their defense tries to swoop in. They took a hit, but Giles is out 4 points.
Bianca Sharetta trying to hold back Murder and Monroe. Murder and Monroe goes down in turn 2. She's being stopped by Darko.
1 point being picked up by Victoria on the end of that play. 5 points being picked up for Bay Area. So Bay Area going to be with 35, and Victoria going to be at 123 unofficially.
323.
Excuse me. What did I just say?
123.
Holy smokes. Well, tails of the tape. Ivy Kanivi almost hitting this history mark with 98 points. Giles 138. Fagdalene with 83, and Victoria just dominated with their defense and quick reacting offense.
Victoria proving why they are the number 2 team in the WFTDA. Fans, thank you for joining us. The score not quite yet final, but it is safe to say Victoria victorious over Bay Area. Fans, stay tuned after the game for the post-game show with Megatron, John Maddening, and guests. I'm Mike Chex.
And I'm the King.
Thank you for tuning in.
All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you all weekend long. Don't go away. Texas and Rad is coming up right after this on this track.